Benjamin was the guy who had it all figured out, or so it seemed. At work, he was known as Mr. Reliable, the guy who never missed a deadline and never delivered anything less than flawless. But behind closed doors, Benjamin's life was chaos. The stress of chasing perfection left him sleepless, disconnected, and doubting his every move. He spent hours rewriting emails, agonizing over the smallest details, and when things didn't go perfectly, the self-loathing would set in. Sound familiar? By the end of this video, you'll understand why this constant pursuit of perfection is not only draining, but the biggest fucking scam we've bought into, and how to finally break free. Perfection. It's the thing we're told to chase in school, at work, in our relationships, and of course, in bed. But here's the catch. It doesn't exist. The bed part, of course. I'm not talking about the perfect part. Sorry. The idea of perfection is a moving target, constantly shifting and impossible to hit, like a facial with a girl who has Tourette's.
Niggerino!
Yet society glorifies being perfect. Instagram influencers show their perfect lives. Productivity gurus preach the perfect morning routine. But what they don't show is the price of this obsession. The burnout, the fear of failure, and the paralyzing anxiety that comes with trying to meet impossible standards. Lucky for you, I'm here. Here's the truth. Perfectionism isn't about being perfect. It's about the fear of being seen as less than perfect. It's not striving for excellence, it's avoiding criticism. And in trying to avoid failure, we set ourselves up for it. Benjamin didn't realize his perfection was bleeding into every part of his life. He avoided taking risks because what if he failed? He avoided starting projects because what if they weren't perfect? He avoided asking for help because he didn't want to seem weak. He avoided speaking to that lady at work that he wanted to ask out because he was afraid of rejection. Psychologists have a term for this: all or nothing thinking. If it's not perfect, it's worthless. If it's not 12 inches, it's micro. And guess what? That mindset doesn't just hurt your mental health, it kills your progress. Studies show that perfectionists are more likely to procrastinate, experience higher levels of stress, and even struggle with relationships. The irony? In chasing perfection, you miss out on good opportunities. But why do we keep chasing it? If Benjamin knows it's all a scam, why the hell does he keep going? Why is perfectionism so seductive? It's simple. Control. Not this kind of control, you sick motherfucker. Life is unpredictable, chaotic, and messy. Perfection gives us the illusion of control. If we can just nail every detail, then everything will fall into place, right? Wrong. Benjamin thought the same thing. But the more he tried to control, the more out of control he felt. And that's because perfectionism doesn't fix problems. It creates new ones. You don't need to be perfect to succeed. You just need to start. Here are some things Benjamin did to escape from the endless chase of perfection. 1. Shift your mindset. Focus on progress, not perfection. Here's the thing, perfection isn't the goal. Progress is. Instead of trying to nail every detail, focus on doing just one thing better than yesterday. Think about this. Benjamin spent days overthinking and contemplating how to ask out that girl he'd been wanting to ask out for days. Instead of overthinking it, won't it be easier to just ask her, get a yes or a no and move on, and learn from your mistakes? Progress beats perfection every time. 2. Set good enough standards. This might seem counterintuitive, but aiming for good enough can be life-changing. Why? Because good enough gets done. The perfect plan will stay in your head forever, but the good enough plan gets you moving. For Benjamin, this meant limiting himself to 10 minutes per task and sticking to it. No overthinking allowed. And yes, by every task, I mean every task. 3. Take imperfect action. Perfectionism thrives on overthinking. The solution? Take action, even if it's messy. Especially if it's messy. You don't have to write the perfect essay or create the perfect workout routine. Just start. Imperfection always beats perfect inaction. One of the hardest things for Benjamin was letting go of his idea of what success should look like. But once he did, something amazing happened. He became more productive, less stressed, and most importantly, happier. By focusing on progress instead of perfection, Benjamin finally felt free. Here's a secret. The people who seem the most perfect often feel the most trapped. That influencer with the flawless photos? They probably spent hours editing them. That friend who always seems put together? They might be struggling behind the scenes. Also, that couple who always seems so perfect? Sex is probably the only thing keeping them together. When you let go of the need to be perfect, you permit yourself to be human. Close your eyes and think about one area of your life where you're chasing perfection. Now ask yourself, what's the worst that would happen if I wasn't perfect? Chances are, it's not as bad as you think. Then ask yourself, what's one small, imperfect step you can take today to move forward? Take that step. If Benjamin did it, you can too. To summarize it, perfectionism is a scam that keeps you stuck, stressed, and disconnected. Here's how to break free.
Want a break from the ads?
1. Shift your mindset. Focus on progress over perfection. Small, consistent steps win every time. 2. Set good enough standards. Permit yourself to do what's doable, not what's ideal. 3. Take imperfect action. Stop overthinking and start doing. Action creates momentum. 4. Let go of the illusion. Perfection doesn't exist, and chasing it only holds you back. The truth is, you don't need to be perfect to succeed. You just need to start. Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what's one way you're letting go of perfection today. Let's take that first step together because you and I both know it's as simple as that.